Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jahangir Ashraf, and I'll be your host for the webinar. I work for UNDP's Youth Empowerment Program, and I'll tell you just a little bit about the program before we jump right in. So since 2018, the Youth Empowerment Program has been UNDP's strategic response to the growing youth bulge in Pakistan. As some of you may already know that over 2/3 of Pakistan's population is below the age of 30, and there are just not enough opportunities for the employment or the meaningful engagement of this large young population. So the Youth Empowerment Program focuses on two main components. Those are engagement and economic empowerment. So under the engagement component, we have initiatives for meaningful engagement of youth through initiatives such as working on mainstreaming madaris, such as conducting on-campus activities in universities, the establishment of youth centers, to name just a few. Under the economic empowerment component, under which this webinar ties in, we are focused on promoting employment and entrepreneurship through various initiatives such as skills training, capacity building of business incubation centers, partnership with TETAs, establishing job cells for placements, and numerous other initiatives. We have also partnered with Rozee.pk under this component to leverage the growing gig economy and help blue-collar workers in Pakistan register and secure part-time or full-time employment. So I would like to thank our donor, the Embassy of Japan, for funding our activities. And I will now hand it over to our main panelist, Mr. Monis Rahman. Monis Rahman has a BS in Electrical and Computer Engineering from the University of Wisconsin and a Master's in Computer Engineering from Stanford. Monis is the founder and CEO of Rozee.pk, which is Pakistan's #1 employment website. It has more than 65,000 companies posting jobs and over 32.5 million applications processed, 10 million registered job seekers, and 6 million unique visits every day. So with that, I would like to officially kick off the webinar. We will have roughly 10 to 15 minutes for Q&A that you can type in the Q&A box. The chat is disabled, but the Q&A box is active. So please feel free to leave your questions for Monis, and we'll be wrapping up at 12 sharp. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Monis, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Jahangir, for that introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. आजकल के हालात में jobs का बहुत importance है to bring the economy back on track and to get people back into jobs. आपके साथ आज I'm going to share a few things with you. I'm going to share with you what's happened to the job markets since the coronavirus started back in late March, early April. That's the first item of the agenda, to show you what's been happening to jobs, where they're going, and have they rebounded, how they've rebounded, and what skills are in demand. That's the first agenda item, so you fully understand कि आजकल हो क्या रहा है. दूसरा agenda item ये है कि I'm going to brief you on some tips. Rozee.pk के ऊपर we see 40,000 job applications every day. That's more than one job application a minute. And we're seeing what employers are finding interesting and needful at this time in terms of skills and CVs and candidates. So there's a bit of a CV component. I'm going to advise you a bit on your CV. And the third component, I'm going to talk to you about the possibilities and what's happening to jobs throughout the spectrum, not just at the top, the college educated individuals who have a bachelor's or master's degree. I'm going to talk to you about what's happening with the job market at the bottom of the pyramid, with the drivers and the cooks and the waiters and the plumbers. So these are the three things I'm going to cover. Let me start off quickly by telling you what happened during the coronavirus. April में हमारा lockdown हुआ था, first lockdown. बहुत fear था उस वक्त. We didn't know how the virus would spread, how quickly it would spread. There was a doomsday. We weren't, people who had the coronavirus weren't even saying they had the coronavirus. People were hiding in shame. And that was kind of the fear from a society around the virus. उस वक्त जब lockdown हुआ था, everybody here knows what happened during lockdown. We were all inside our homes and we weren't able to move out. और उससे क्या हुआ कि industry के पे बहुत impact पड़ा. जो आपकी FMCG जो businesses हैं, retail businesses हैं, restaurants, travel agencies, airlines, and any other business basically came to a halt. Why? Because when you cannot move goods, जब आपका जो सामान A से B तक नहीं जा सकता, तो businesses cannot sell it. And when people cannot meet and they can't close deals, then people can't earn money. So the supply chain issue, the impact of one customer uh, not having any sales, and all of the vendors he uses downstream not having any work or business, there became a severe financial crisis that developed very quickly in the matter of a week to 2 weeks. और उसमें हुआ ये कि बहुत सारे layoffs हुए, downsizing हुई, salary cuts हुए, salary freezes हुए. तो रोजी के जो jobs हैं, मार्च से अप्रैल में जो ट्रांजिशन आया था, about 25% of the jobs stayed. In other words, 75% of the jobs in the market vanished. गायब हो गए. 25% still stayed. So from April, May, June, we had about 25% jobs. और आप सबको idea है कि May में क्या हुआ था? May was Ramzan. Things are already slow in Ramzan. So बहुत से लोग ऐसे हैं who were laid off April and May. May में जाके we saw a lot of layoffs happening, especially with call centers, especially with the retail industry, restaurants, anybody who was in the travel linked industry. So many people joined the ranks of the unemployed. जो sector था जिसमें hiring हो रही थी, you're probably wondering कि आप कह रहे हैं कि 25% of the jobs still stayed. Yes, they did stay. What were those sectors? Where was hiring happening? Basically, there were two broad categories of hiring that were happening and still are happening during Corona times. First sector हमने ये देखा कि IT companies जो हैं उनकी hiring ठीक ठाक हो रही है. उनकी hiring ठीक ठाक क्यों हो रही है? अभी भी क्यों हो रही है? वो इसलिए हो रही है क्योंकि उनके clients ज़्यादातर outside the country हैं, वो बाहर हैं. And वो जो clients हैं, they are also having a cash crunch, and they need cheap labor. These IT outsourcing companies already provide cheap labor. And जब इस तरह के हालात आते हैं, then people are more prone to accepting risk. So in this case, what they do is they'll try a new country like ours in Pakistan that's considered high risk. So a lot of IT outsourcing and BPO companies actually grew in revenue. If you look at the revenue of companies like Systems and TRG and Orbi companies, they've actually seen a growth in sales and revenue. उसके लिए hiring हो रही थी. Of these companies who are in a position to hire, they're getting paid in dollars, they've seen an increase in business, everybody else is going down. उन्होंने क्या किया? उन्होंने ये किया कि उन्होंने raid किया. They started raiding companies with top talent, people they could normally not hire. And they couldn't hire them because they were happy with where they were paid quite well. मगर अब वही लोग, the top 10% of the workforce, उनमें से बहुत से ऐसे लोग थे who were in industries and organizations that weren't able to pay them. They either slashed their salaries or they laid them off. So बहुत सी hiring हुई है to exchange workforce. The top 10% from some companies went into other companies that were hiring because they said it's a good time to hire. I can hire cheaply. I don't have to pay as much. और ये लोग अभी आ भी जाएंगे. Because during Corona, जो individuals हैं, आपकी तरह जो लोग हैं, उनका primary goal क्या था? वो था stability. They wanted a stable job. And so people were even leaving other jobs that they saw that they have a company that's unstable. They were going to lower paying jobs at large companies. So एक तो IT companies हैं who are hiring the top cream of the pot. Then there are the large stable companies who have the resources who said, yeah, we can still hire. हमारा ये project है, ये भी होना है, वो भी होना है. तो कुछ ऐसे भी थे who actually did hire. So that was at 25%. So basically what we saw is coronavirus. One trend we saw is increase in demand for IT labor. The next thing that we saw was hiring by the stronger companies. Third thing we saw was massive layoffs and insecurities in the jobs and where things are. So these are the three trends we saw. अब इसमें और भी trends आते हैं that I'm going to keep speaking to you about as we go. So IT has been the big winner. क्योंकि locally and internationally there's a strong demand for IT. Internationally इसलिए demand है क्योंकि international companies are now taking more risk and they're placing a bet on what's happening in Pakistan. So they're outsourcing to employers in Pakistan. Those employers are paid in dollars. They are basically hiring from the market. ये लोग कौन हैं? These are software developers, PHP, JavaScript, graphics design, video editing, social media के आपके जो लोग हैं, database, artificial intelligence, data analytics, इस तरह के जो लोग थे, they saw even in the worst of times they were able to get offers, and many of them got higher offers than their last post. Internationally, because we saw the demand. But दूसरी जो चीज थी that we saw local demand. अब हर organization, every business from the Kriana store to a local retailer is now trying to go online. उनको ये बहुत clear हो गया कि उन्होंने अब online sales की तरफ आना है, क्योंकि lockdown के दौरान they weren't able to open their shops. उनके shops बंद थे. So they needed to sell. How can they sell? उनका online कोई platform नहीं था. They don't have the ability to create online platform. So they started hiring social media people to create marketing. And any organization in the country, mid-sized organizations realized they have to go towards a digital world. So therefore, IT skills were on the top. They won. दूसरा skill जो हमने देखा है that was doing well, and these are basically back office roles where you can work from home. These are the work from home roles that are actually doing well. Salespeople were in a lot of pressure. If you were in sales, you would already realize that, क्योंकि आपका field का काम है. Phone sales did well, so I think phone sales increased inside sales. But actual door-to-door sales basically closed down because you weren't allowed to move around and there was lockdown. Marketing side pay increased, as I just said, focus on social media. Social media is a great skill to have. I think anybody who's looking for a career change, if you're working in a call center and you want an up path, look at social media marketing, paid performance marketing, growth hacking, extremely strong demand and very high paying. And you can take these classes online on Udemy or Udacity and gain some expertise. जो चौथा trend था, fourth trend, it was basically related to female employment. हमने ये देखा कि देखें, we always knew this कि औरतों के लिए travel आसान नहीं है. A woman who travels to the office, अगर उसकी salary 20,000 रुपए है, तो she's spending 10,000 rupees to pay a rickshaw, an auto वाला, जो कि हर रोज आता है, उसको drop करता है और लेके जाता है. 10,000 रुपए यानी उसकी 50% of her salary, आधी salary उसकी transportation में लग गया. जो उसका मेल जो है, जो कॉलीग है उसका, उसने वो लिया हुआ है, he's got a Honda motorcycle लिया हुआ है उसने. उसके अखराजात हर महीने फ्यूल के बनते हैं 1,500 to 3,000 rupees. तो जो आदमी है, he is basically paying 15% of his salary on his transportation, which is 3,000 rupees. And the woman is paying 50% of her salary. So, and then there isn't flexibility in timing, home environment, you can't leave the house. So हमने ये देखा कि जब lockdown slowly open हुआ, people started going back to the workforce. मगर जो हमारे female individuals हैं, who were in the workforce, many of them did not come back. And they did not come back because transportation issues आ गए. You had the Careem was closed, Uber was closed, rides नहीं जा रहे थे. It was hard to hail a rickshaw. तो एक तो ये था, so they just couldn't reach the offices because they didn't have that independent transport. दूसरा ये था कि household restrictions. अब हुआ ये क्योंकि everybody's working from home, the father, the brother, the mother, the sister, everybody's home. तो जो female है उस पे load ज़्यादा पड़ गया कि जी आपने तो you need to stay at home because अबू जो हैं he needs to get his lunch and नाश्ता, और ये भी घर पे हैं और वो भी घर पे हैं. तो हमने देखा कि drop out उसमें हुआ था. So these are the broad macro trends. अब ईद के बाद चीजें open होने लगी हैं. So whereas our jobs on Rozee platform went down to 25% of the normal, now they're back up. आज के दिन में ईद के बाद से लेके increase हो रहा है, gradual increase हो रहा है, and we're back to about 80-85%, which is very good. और ये 80-85% ऊपर की तरफ जा रहा है, खासतौर पे इसलिए क्योंकि the virus, I don't know why, we're grateful to God, but the virus in Pakistan seems to be going. And so I think the economy is definitely showing trends of being back. End of the year तक मुझे उम्मीद है कि we should be at 100%. और फिर अगले साल आहिस्ता आहिस्ता growth की तरफ आएंगे. अब that all depends on what happens, क्योंकि ये virus वापस भी आ सकता है, हमें पता है. But इस दफा all of us are more intelligent and smarter on how to handle it. We've learned a lot from the last 6 months. And I think one thing you're going to see is, again, all of these trends I've talked to you about, they will repeat again. So aligning yourself in the right skill sets, IT related, anything IT related, social media related, phone, jo kaam hai, all of that, I think, is hotter in this environment. And I think females ke liye work from home is a great opportunity. We've also seen, by the way, increased employment in females in the work from home kind of environment, because a lot of females weren't able to work and go to the offices because of transportation and all of these other issues. So now employers are more flexible in saying work from home. Koi issue nahi hai. We've already experimented with work from home. Work from home worked very well for us. Koi masla nahi hai. हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में Rozee.pk में तकरीबन 30% हमारे जो एम्प्लॉइज हैं वो ऑफिस आते हैं रोजाना आजकल. 70% अभी still work from home पे हैं. So we have an increased appreciation for work from home. All employers do. So now if employer says, sir, I want to work from home for 3 days, koi aisi baat. In fact, many companies will downsize their office space, real estate जो rental कर रहे हैं, इतना rent pay कर रहे हैं, वो कहेंगे इतनी space चाहिए नहीं है, क्योंकि हमारी जो आधी workforce है, वो ही office आती है, आती रहती है, जाती है. Some people are home, some people are at the office. So I think it has an impact on the real estate office space, but it's good for females who want to work from home. Work from home jobs increase ho gayi. That's roughly the state of the job market post corona. अब इसकी तरफ आते हैं कि आपने क्या करना है. It depends कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं अभी, आपका skill set क्या है. But if you are in an exposed area, आपके दो strategies हैं. For example, अगर आपका field sales का काम है, things are much better now. Things are improving. तो आपका जो काम है, I don't think it will stop, but उसमें roadblocks जरूर आ सकते हैं और वो slow down भी हो सकता है. बहुत से organizations अब online sales पे आ रहे हैं. Restaurants से लेके किराना stores से लेके retail पे online sales have increased tremendously across the board. It means that demand for field sales will probably start going down, but abhi bhi strong hai based on where you are in the spectrum. Developing e-commerce related skills, जिसमें social media है, जिसमें payment है, जिसमें marketing है, जिसमें IT के सारे skills आ जाते हैं. ये सारे strong skills हैं और ये आपके साथ रहेंगे for the time to go. But आपने अपने CV पे अपने आप को market करना ठीक से. And I think one of the reasons why people don't get interview calls, और interview calls are important to getting a job. अगर आपका interview नहीं होगा तो आपको job ही नहीं मिलेगी. Interview होगा तो फिर आपके jobs के इम्कानात हैं. Interview call के लिए you need a ticket. How do you get a ticket to the interview? How do you buy the ticket to show up at the interview? That ticket is your CV. अगर आपका CV अच्छा है and it convinces the employers in 30 seconds, not 30 minutes, 30 seconds. याद रखें employer के पास 800-900 CVs हैं, जल्दी उसे देख रहे हैं. ठीक है, नहीं, interesting, not interesting, interesting, not interesting. अगर आपका CV in 30 seconds में उस interview pile में नहीं आता, तो आपके chances बहुत कम हैं. फिर आप call करेंगे, आपका मामू होगा, कोई uncle होगा, दोस्त होगा, they'll go and do a सिफारिश with the CEO, right? वो फिर अपने HR manager को कहेगा, यार इसको देख लो. That's not the best way to do it. You need to make your CV stand out. CVs में जो ज़्यादातर issues हैं, there are 3 things. Marketing yourself, highlighting your best skills, knowing how to phrase your CV so your strength comes out, as opposed to जी मैंने चाय बनाई, फिर मैंने ये किया, then I did the Excel report, तो मैंने ये 3 काम किया. Companies are looking for what success you can bring to their organization. तो उसमें communicating in a professional manner is very important. And you can do that by writing your CV. You can go to help from a lot of experienced friends who can help you improve your CV. You can use lots of services that are in the market today to rewrite your CV professionally. Rozee also has a service like that, which is just booming. तो CV में आपने first of all बहुत clearly आपने बताना है कि आप क्या करते हैं और आपको क्या चाहिए. आपकी story क्या है? I need a headline. Who is this person? We need headlines for everything. When you read an article, you need a headline. when you're hearing what's happening in the news, you need a headline. वो headline जो है ना, this impacts everything you're about. वो headline जो है, it comes in your objective or your purpose statement or the start of your CV, introduction. उसमें you put a headline, it could be even a paragraph if you're experienced. और उसमें आपने show करना है कि जी मैं क्या हूँ? What am I? How much experience do I have? What successes do I have? What are my strengths that have created what successes? And so, how can I help your organization? Essentially, that's your headline. What is my superpower? When you make your CV, आपने अपने आप से ये पूछना, what is my superpower? आप कहेंगे नहीं मैं तो ordinary हूँ, मुझ में कोई superpower नहीं है, आप गलत हैं. हर एक इंसान में superpower होता है. आपने अपना सुपर पावर ढूंढना है और उसको हाईलाइट करना है और उसको ग्रो करना है and maybe get a few more as you go along your career, more superpowers. So basically what I'm saying is that first step of the CV is communication, knowing how to say, what to say, marketing yourself in the right way, and not just giving me a factual orientation. इस डेट को मैंने इधर काम किया, उस डेट को मैंने उधर काम किया, वो तो सब करते हैं. आपने उसमें फ्लेवर अपना लेके आना है, अपने प्रोडक्ट को आपने बेचना है. आपका प्रोडक्ट क्या है? आपके प्रोडक्ट आप खुद हैं. You are your own product. You have to sell that product on your CV. The CV is a marketing brochure. I'll say that again. Your CV is a marketing brochure for you. So it should be written like a marketing brochure. Marketing brochure में और क्या क्या होता है? दो और चीजें होती हैं. I said there are three things. Marketing brochure खूबसूरत होता है. It looks nice to my eyes. It's pleasant to look at. It's well organized. It's well formatted. It looks professional. वो लाजिम है. अगर आपने ऊपर नीचे कुछ किया, आपके जो मार्जिन इधर जा रहे हैं और फॉन्ट साइज ऊपर नीचे हैं और स्पेसिंग ऊपर नीचे हो रही है, what does that say about the quality of the product? If you're going to buy an AC, one had a beautiful brochure, professionally formatted, spaced, and the other had just कोई हाथ से लिखा हुआ, कोई ऊपर नीचे, ये वो सारी चीजें. अगर दूसरा प्रोडक्ट अच्छा भी हो, if it's better than the first product, उसे कोई नहीं खरीदेगा, because the communication you're giving with your spelling, grammatical, formatting issues are telling me that this is a low quality product. हालांकि it's a high quality product. ठीक है? So in addition to saying the right things, it has to look nice. Your formatting has to be good. It has to be professional. In 30 seconds, it should let me extract information. और फिर आखिरी चीज ये है कि आपकी इंग्लिश ग्रामर स्पेलिंग, अगर सब कुछ ठीक है मगर आपकी इंग्लिश ऊपर नीचे है और ऊपर नीचे है और स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स हैं, what does that say about your product? It says it's a low quality product. 30 seconds के अंदर वो इस पायल से लेके इस पायल में नहीं आएगा. So these are the three essential things for CVs, and आप इंटरनेट पे जा सकते हैं, you can Google search, there are lots of sources and references, opinions. पहला CV, you might want to go to a professional and get it professionally built ताकि आपको आइडिया आ जाए और फिर उसको आप improve करते रहें. So that's that comes to the CV. So I've talked about two things so far. I've talked about what happened to the job market during the corona, the trends that we're seeing, और आगे क्या आना है, and some ideas on how to align your own future, your career with the new economy. I'll speak about that a little bit, and I'm going to transition to the fourth point, for the last part of the lecture, which is what new opportunities have been created across the pyramid of job seekers from top to bottom. पहले तो I think इससे पहले कि मैं बहुत डिटेल में जाऊं, जो कि शायद मैं जा चुका हूं और आपको स्किल्स के बारे में मैं बता रहा हूं, let's understand what's happening to the economy and where the economy is going in Pakistan. We've spoken about a few of these things. The digital trend has accelerated. All indicators. E-commerce is up, mobile wallets are up, online payments are up. These are all trends that are not going to go away. Work from home is a certain trend. A lot of people are working from home. That has impact on your real estate market. So these are the macro trends going around Corona. इसमें और भी चीजें आ जाती हैं. When I talk about real estate, I say कि office space के लिए the Corona is bad because people can't pay rent and they'll get smaller spaces या शायद office ही ले. एक तो ये trend चल रहा है. दूसरा, there's another macro trend in the economy with real estate. So you have to understand कि और भी चीजें इसमें आ जाती हैं. The taxation rules around real estate have caused a uptick in real estate spending. तो ये एक और चीज है. So you have to balance everything I'm saying with what else is happening in the economy, like these. But by and large, we're seeing that these are the sectors that are poised to do good. Online ordering is skyrocketing for any business. वो तो e-commerce में आ जाता है. So data is becoming very big. Data is huge क्योंकि जैसे ये online आ जाती हैं चीजें, we have much more data on customers, buying habits, what products are buying, implications on your supply chain. उसके लिए IT के लोग की होगी जरूरत. One, to collect the data, two, to analyze the data, and three, to action the data. So people who are data oriented, project managers, product managers, these people will do very well because every business needs that skill. So align yourself with the trends that you are seeing in the economy and the growth opportunities. But I'm telling you that e-commerce, online ecosystem में बहुत growth आने वाली है. VC investments भी आएंगे in some hot startups during this lockdown. The hot startups are raising funding. They're doing interesting online things because there's a big demand, and this is a market that was ready to explode before Corona. And Corona has just accelerated it, or international investors भी अब आ रहे हैं उसमें देखने के लिए कि क्या हो रहा है, और investment भी और आएगी. ये पूरी ऑनलाइन आईटी ई-कॉमर्स इकोनॉमी, इसमें बहुत स्कोप है, ये ग्रो करेगा. उसके साथ आपने अपने आप को अलाइन करना है इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड. अच्छा, अब a few other trends that we saw and things that we've done. आपको थोड़ी एक स्टोरी मैं बता देता हूँ. This will lead into everything else that we're doing, and you can understand the opportunity from a business and a professional sense. ये जब आया था the virus, when it came, the coronavirus, and lockdown started. पहला हिट जो आया था वो था डेली वेज वर्कर्स, जो ब्लू कॉलर आपके जो वर्कर्स होते हैं, डेली वेज, उनकी आमदनी हर रोज दे गेट कैश, 500 रुपए, 400 रुपए, 1000 रुपए रोज मिलते हैं फॉर द वर्क दे डू दैट डे. इनकी सेविंग्स नहीं होती. शाम को वो जाते हैं, ऑन देयर वे होम, वो दूध खरीदते हैं, अंडे खरीदते हैं, चाय खरीदते हैं, और फिर अगले दिन they eat, they spend the money on food, and then they earn money, और ये साइकिल पूरा स्टार्ट हो जाता है. ठीक है, कोई सेविंग्स नहीं. अब जब लॉकडाउन होता है, ये सारा साइकिल स्टॉप हो जाता है, क्योंकि आज आपने काम नहीं किया, कल की आपकी you don't have any cash, no savings, so you don't have any money today, how are you going to eat? और ये जो मसला था ये बहुत क्लियर हो गया था. अप्रैल की बात है, अर्ली अप्रैल, मैं इधर गया था मेन मार्केट इन लाहौर, और वहां पर मैंने देखा कि लॉकडाउन हुआ हुआ है और सारे मजदूर स्ट्रीट पे बैठे हुए, मांग नहीं रहे, बस देयर सिटिंग. उनके साथ उनके वो टूल्स हैं, सारे इनके जो टूल्स हैं. मैंने उनसे पूछा कि जी आप क्या कर रहे हैं? वो कह रहे हैं कि हम इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि कोई आए और हमें काम दे, क्योंकि हमने 3 दिन से खाना नहीं खाया. Massive problem. This was a huge problem across the country. A lot of people on this call may not realize how big the problem was, क्योंकि वो हमारी वर्ल्ड नहीं है, वो दुनिया और है, उसमें हम नहीं रहते ज्यादातर. बट मैं उस दुनिया में जाके रहा हूं, and I've seen how bad the situation was. तो हमने क्या किया कि went out with cash and started giving 1,000 rupees to each person, कि इनको हेल्प करे, इनको जरा. और उससे ये हुआ कि 20 लोग जो थे रोड पे, वो 100 से 200 से 300 लोग हो गए, और सारे स्नैचिंग होने लगी, अग्रेसिव होने लगे, चोर भी आ गए बीच में. तो we weren't able to disperse the cash. So फिर हमने ये क्या किया, we said we'll make a digital process. हमने उनकी onboarding की, एक ऐप बनाई, हमने अपने field agents इकट्ठे किए, हमने कहा आप आबादियों में जाएं और आप बस onboard करें all the workers, take a video of them, उनका ID card information लें, उनके skills लें, take a video of their story, how long they haven't worked, और इन सब को हम एक प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर लेके आए, और उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे हमने डोनेशन ओपन किए. तो तकरीबन 1 करोड़ रुपए हमने उस प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू दिए थे लोगों को, और कोई 14,000 लोग आए थे हमारे वेज अर्नर्स जो थे, डेली वेज अर्नर्स, और उनको हमने स्कोर किया हुआ था कि इसकी नीड कितनी है, व्हेन वाज ही लास्ट पेड, उसका रेंट है, हाउ लार्ज द फैमिली है, तो बच्चे कितने, एल्गोरिथमिकली उसका स्कोर आ गया. एंड फ्रॉम अ डिजिटल पर्सपेक्टिव, बिकॉज आई आल्सो रन a fintech, I'm a co-founder of a fintech on Finja side, we had the rails के ID card पे उनके through my server we would send money. कोई human being involved नहीं था, हमारा server जो था, it started to spray money to their ID cards, they would go to EasyPass agents, उसको उठा लेते. So we helped 14,000 households, which is about 66,000 people in a matter of 4 months, with a team strength of 3 people. हमारा गोल ये था कि उनको सर्वाइवल की तरफ लेके आए और सर्वाइवल से जॉब्स की तरफ. वो सारा जो प्लेटफॉर्म है हमने अब उसको कन्वर्ट किया है रोजगार.pk और अब हम कह रहे हैं कि लोग खुद आएंगे, हम उनको ऑनबोर्ड नहीं करेंगे, पर हमें बहुत आइडिया हो गया है कि ये क्या कर सकते हैं, उनकी नीड्स क्या है. तो UNDP के साथ we've partnered and we started the Rozee.pk platform, and we just started recently. It's been I think 2 months now. We have about I think total 28,000 blue collar workers on that platform. और रोजी के जो 9.9 million जॉब सीकर्स हैं, वाइट कॉलर जॉब सीकर्स जिनकी एवरेज सैलरी 50,000 अबव है, अब उनकी भी इश्तहार आने लगे. जी मुझे ड्राइवर चाहिए, आई नीड अ कुक, अ पार्ट टाइम कुक, तो चौकीदार चाहिए. जो हमारे 65,000 एम्प्लॉयर्स हैं वो भी उनके लिए एडवर्टाइज करें, ऑफिस बॉय चाहिए, ड्राइवर चाहिए, आई नीड अ सिक्योरिटी गार्ड, आई नीड अ प्लम्बर, इलेक्ट्रिशियन. तो एक तरफ से जॉब्स आ रहे हैं, दूसरी तरफ से लोग खुद इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे आके सेल्फ ऑन बोर्डिंग के जरिए अपने स्किल्स बता रहे हैं, अपने आईडी कार्ड की इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हैं और उनको फिर जॉब लीड्स मिलते हैं और वो फिर उनको कॉल करते हैं, एम्प्लॉयर्स को, उनसे बात करते हैं और फिर जॉब ऑफर्स आ रहे हैं इसके थ्रू. My point being is this was never possible in Pakistan before, and I would say maybe even before Corona, क्योंकि ये जो behavior change है खास तौर पे आपके नीचे वाले जो हैं वर्कर्स एट द बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड, जिनकी एजुकेशन इतनी नहीं है मगर नए नए स्मार्टफोन्स इनके हाथों में आ गए हैं, इन्होंने अब मजबूरी के तौर पे ये प्लेटफॉर्म्स ये सीखने लगे हैं और ये अब इनको इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, मोबाइल फोन, इंटरनेट, व्हिच इज अ ह्यूज अपॉर्चुनिटी. तो ये जो हैं लोग ये सेल्फ ऑनबोर्ड होके आए हैं, इनके पास दो चीजें होते हैं अपने फोन पे, एक तो दे हैव व्हाट्सएप एंड दे हैव फेसबुक, बस दैट्स ऑल दे यूज. अब रोजगार भी आ गया इसके ऊपर. Rozgar, they open it and they can find jobs and they can apply for jobs. And the success has been fantastic. We're seeing that the people that we never thought could interact on an online medium, like your driver, like your chowkidar, you can now engage them in a two-way conversation. You can now sell to them. This is a customer base. ये लोग खरीदते हैं, बहुत खरीदते हैं. You know, all of these shops, जो किराना shops हैं, these are their customers. ये जो आपके होटल हैं, roadside, these are their customers. तो ये चीजें खरीदते हैं. So this is a market we can tap into that I think the industry will start to tap into, क्योंकि ये अब include होने लगे हैं, ये inclusive हो गया है और साथ साथ उनको भी give them a mobile wallet भी दे सकते हैं, उससे उनकी transaction भी हो जाएगी, they get banking on the phone और expenses भी low हो जाते हैं, उनको हम loans भी दे सकते हैं if we see the pattern of their income. तो कोरोना में दूसरा जो हमने देखा है कि ये जॉब मार्केट, रोजी की जो जॉब मार्केट है, primarily at the top of the pyramid, people like you who are on this call, who have a bachelor's, master's, PhD degree, you know, we hire CEOs and SEVP for banks, as well as all the way down to a call center agent and a field sales agent, you name it, रोजी वो jobs हैं. But वो jobs उन लोगों के लिए हैं जो लैपटॉप्स उनके पास होते हैं, वेब ब्राउजर के थ्रू जाते हैं, उनकी एजुकेशन है वो इस्तेमाल करते हैं. हालांकि अभी ड्राइवर्स भी आने लगे हैं, तो कुक्स भी आने लगे हैं, बट ये वो लोग हैं who are much more at the top of the pyramid, who online educated and maybe he has an FSC and he's a cook, you know, जो भी है उस तरह के लोग. अब ये platform नीचे आ गया, so you've opened up a huge section of the economy, again this online economy that you can sell to, that you can engage, that you can help find jobs, and I think this is a tremendous trend that we've witnessed for the first time after Corona, during Corona, and witnessed it because we had to. It was the most efficient way to disperse cash to them. And it was the most efficient way for them to get back into the job market instead of asking people, जी, आपको पता है कोई job है, हम खुद उनको jobs के बारे में हम बता रहे हैं. तो ये तीसरा trend है. तो ये जो तीसरा trend है, इसमें बहुत से और job opportunities आएंगे for white collar workers, because as these blue collar workers are engaged and sold to, the companies doing it are going to be professional companies, and they're going to hire people who understand how to market to these people, how to sell to these people, how to communicate with these people, how to build user interfaces for these people. So I think that's another trend and another opportunity, and I'm very excited. I think कि अगर हमारा जो रोजगार का platform है, if it gets the same kind of skill growth curves that we've seen on Rozee, तो जितने jobs उसके through create होंगे वो Rozee से ज़्यादा create होंगे, and we're going to help a very vulnerable section of our economy. And वही जो लोग आ रहे हैं at the bottom of the pyramid, through this they get jobs, उनको फिर upskilling की तरफ हम लेके आएंगे, and we'll start to introduce them to the kind of jobs that many people on this call would do. We can teach them various skills. We can teach them online photo editing, online video editing. We can teach them JavaScript. It's easy enough to learn if you have the aptitude. We can teach them all of these. So now they will start to gravitate towards higher paying jobs once they get sucked into this online medium. Opportunities create honge, online courses create honge, another huge opportunity for Pakistan to upskill. So these are the macro things that are happening right now in the economy. And I think what I'll do is, it is 11:42. I was supposed to talk to about 11:45 and then open it up for Q&A. But what I'll do now is I'll just open it up for Q&A. And any questions you have, I am very happy to answer.
Thank you, Monis. Can you see the Q&A box?
I'm just clicking the Q&A box. Okay. तो ये है anonymous attendee का एक सवाल है. I have been signing in Rozee.pk jobs as a job seeker for 10 years, but not getting any job through this platform. बहुत अच्छा सवाल. और not very surprised to hear this. क्योंकि देखें रोजी पे तकरीबन 1000 जॉब्स रोज एडवर्टाइज होते हैं. 1000 जॉब्स, अच्छा खासा नंबर. मगर उन 1000 जॉब्स के अगेंस्ट 40,000 जॉब एप्लीकेशंस आते हैं रोजाना. तो 40,000 जॉब्स, आई मीन 40,000 एप्लीकेशंस और 1,000 जॉब्स. इसका मतलब है you have a 1 in 40 chance of getting the job. 1 in 40 chance approximately. तो बहुत से लोग हैं who will apply, will not get the job because job तो एक ही आदमी के लिए है. उसके पास 400 applicants आ गए हैं, वो तो एक ही hire करेगा. और अगर वो उन एक में से आप नहीं हैं, इसका मतलब है कि you probably weren't the best person for the job. आपने क्या करना है? आपने अपने आप को देखना है, अपने सीवी को देखना है. हाउ आर यू मार्केटिंग योरसेल्फ? हाउ इज योर सीवी? इज इट अ गुड सीवी? जिस जॉब के लिए आपने अप्लाई किया है, क्या आप वाकई उसके लिए क्वालिफाइड है? अक्सर लोग जो है वो कहते हैं यार ये तो अच्छी जॉब लगी, आई एम गोना अप्लाई. उनकी जॉब है एज अ डेटा एंट्री ऑपरेटर, दे आर अप्लाइंग फॉर अ जॉब एज अ सोशल मीडिया मैनेजर. इट्स अ मिसमैच. द कंपनी विल नेवर हायर देम, बट एप्लीकेशन तो चली गई. So looking for jobs that match your skill set, communicating, getting your CV right is very important. If you're having issues, contact the Rozee team. They can advise you on how to make your profile stronger. So आपने एक तो ये करना है. दूसरा, you have to apply for the jobs for which you are qualified. And eventually you will get a job. Rozee के through over 1 million people have already been hired. Hiring हो रही है. But हकीकत ये है कि आजकल there are many more people in the job market than jobs available. क्योंकि जो layoffs हुए थे सारे, बहुत से लोग अभी unemployed बैठे हैं. और जब employers की hiring हो रही है, we talk to employers. जो लोग interviews के लिए आ रहे हैं और जो अच्छे हैं, वो ज़्यादातर on the job नहीं है, वो off the job है, unemployed है. क्योंकि the previous employer said I can't afford to pay you. और वो वापस आ रहे हैं job market में at a salary cut. अगर उसकी salary 50,000 थी, उसने join कर लिया 35,000 पे. क्योंकि जॉब चाहिए. So these are the things that are going on. Now you need to figure out कि आपके केस में क्या अप्लाई होता है. I think speak to the Rozee team, that's a good start. But दूसरा, आपने you have to realize it's a highly competitive market. आपने अपने skills ऊपर लेके जाने, अपना experience लेके जाना है. Apply for the jobs that you are well suited for, and make sure your CV is damn good. If it's a bad CV, spelling mistakes, bad formatting, bad English, you're not really speaking about yourself. 400 CVs हैं, believe me, उनमें से बहुत से अच्छे CVs आएंगे that have spent the effort on marketing themselves right, speaking about themselves, aligning their CV with my actual job and what I need. So that's what I can tell you. दूसरा ये है, because there is a shortage of jobs compared to unemployed in the job market, जो कि I think अभी आगे तक it's going to keep going. एक साल तो होगा. Even though the job market is back and the economy is coming back, जब तक ये सारे लोग आ जाएंगे इकोनॉमी में assimilate होके jobs के through, it's going to take time. तो meanwhile आप क्या कर सकते हैं? Meanwhile आप freelance भी कर सकते हैं. I think look at freelancing. Freelancing is a great opportunity in Pakistan, both domestically and internationally. हमारे जो इंटरनेशनल एम्प्लॉयर्स हैं, यू कैन गो टू फाइवर, अपवर्क, इस तरह के प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, learn some skill, you know, like how to market a product on Pinterest. Very isolated skill, but there's a demand for it, and people will pay you to do that. Instagram marketing, social media, software programming, QA. So outsourcing is also good. Evenings, may you should start this and get some side income, and maybe that will grow into a full-time job. So that's actually another strategy for this.
We have another question. I'll answer this one. That yes, recording will be available. It will be uploaded on UNDP social media and also on YouTube. Monis, we have some more questions.
I'll go
Sir,
through.
what are the? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. All yours.
Okay. So इसमें एक ऊपर सवाल आया था अब्दुल हनान साहब की तरफ से. Excuse me, sir. Question. इजी करिएगा जॉब के मुतालिक. ये सवाल मुझे नहीं समझ आया. Any clues on this, जहांगीर? जॉब के मुतालिक. Okay, I will skip
Not
this one
particularly.
and we can
Yeah.
come back to it. I don't understand that question. I'm so sorry. अच्छा, अब्दुल हनान ने एक और सवाल पूछा. Excuse me, sir, CV कहाँ सेंड करना है? अगर आपका व्हाट्सएप है तो सेंड कर दे. अच्छा अब्दुल हनान, आपने सीवी जो है ना रोजी के थ्रू अप्लाई करना है. अगर आप मुझे सीवी भेज देते हैं, 10 मिलियन सीवी तो ऑलरेडी है मेरे पास, तो मैं आपके सीवी के साथ आई कैन डू मच विद इट. मैं खुद पर्सनली, वी हैव अ ह्यूज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, रोजी इज अ लार्ज कंपनी. आपने रोजी पे जाना है, वहां पर आपने जॉब सर्च करना है, जॉब्स दैट इंटरेस्ट यू, जिनके लिए आपकी एबिलिटी भी है, स्किल्स भी हैं, और वहां पर जाके आपने उन जॉब्स के लिए अप्लाई करना है. जब अप्लाई करेंगे, वो कहेंगे अपना सीवी अपलोड करें और अपनी डिटेल्स बताएं. आप जब ये करेंगे तो आपका प्रोफाइल भी रोजी के अंदर आ जाएगा इन द डेटाबेस. जिस जॉब के लिए आपकी एप्लीकेशन जा रही है उसको भी आपका सीवी मिल जाएगा. मगर जब सीवी आपका आ जाएगा इन द डेटाबेस, तो फिर एम्प्लॉयर्स कैन सर्च. अगर मैं एक एम्प्लॉयर हूं एंड आई एम लुकिंग फॉर अ सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग मैनेजर, मैं सर्च करूंगा, जितने भी लोग हैं इन द डेटाबेस इंक्लूडिंग यू, उनका नाम आ जाएगा. अब एम्प्लॉयर की आपको कॉल्स आएंगी, जी आई फाउंड योर सीवी ऑन रोजी, ये जॉब है, आर यू इंटरेस्टेड इन इंटरव्यू. तो अपना सीवी अपलोड करें प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर, Rozee.pk के. ठीक है जी. अगला सवाल है अनोनिमस अटेंडी का. I had made ID on Rozee.pk. How can I update my resume status? आप Rozee.pk पे जाएं, लॉग इन करें. अगर आपको अपना आईडी याद नहीं है तो लॉग इन के पेज पे नीचे एक लिंक है जिस पे लिखा हुआ है forgot password. Click on forgot password. It will send you a reminder of the password. आप लॉग इन करें. जब आप लॉग इन होंगे, वहां पर ऑप्शन है to update your CV or re-upload it. तो वो भी आपका हो जाएगा. And while you're in there, you should set some job alerts. जब आपका लॉगिन हो जाएगा and you're on your dashboard inside Rozee, उस पे आप सर्च टर्म्स डालें, अलर्ट सेंड करें. तो जब भी उस तरह के कोई जॉब्स आएंगे रोजी पे, आपको अलर्ट भेज दिया जाएगा एसएमएस के थ्रू या ईमेल के थ्रू. मोहम्मद नदीम, why not Rozee give services to make good CV? जी, रोजी की ये सर्विस है, एब्सोल्युटली है. आप रोजी पे आएं, you can ask for help in making your CV. The team will speak to you and they will make a custom CV according to professional industry standards that will market you. तो वो सर्विस अवेलेबल है, आप उसे अवेल करें. It's a good service. I think it will help you. और ये सवाल है मैमुना हमाद का. Another question, please. Freelancing work option is available on your platform. अभी जी freelancing हमने रोजी पे formally add नहीं किया, हालांकि freelancing opportunities आती हैं रोजी पे. हमारा goal है इंशाल्लाह in the next 6 months to launch a freelancing platform for the domestic market. That is a plan. इंशाल्लाह we'll do it. तो रोजी के ऊपर भी आने वाला है अनकरीब. But फिलहाल बहुत से और platforms हैं that you can use globally. तो फिर ये अब्दुल हनान साहब का फिर आ गया है. तो फिर यहाँ क्वेश्चन नहीं करना अपना, आई डोंट नो व्हाट दैट मींस. राजा विक्रम सर, हमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं है मैं ना बीएस केमिस्ट्री में पास आउट किया है. अच्छा, राजा भाई, it looks like कि आपके पास BS डिग्री है and it's chemistry degree. अब हकीकत ये है कि आपकी बहुत अच्छी डिग्री है. It's a technical degree, it's a difficult degree and you have the degree. मगर ये भी हकीकत है कि इस डिग्री के लिए स्पेसिफिकली इतने जॉब्स नहीं है. आप अपने आप को बहुत नैरो फील्ड में लेके आते हैं, फार्मास्यूटिकल, लैब, इस तरह के जॉब्स ठीक है हैं. बट अगर आप देखें कि इस फील्ड इस सब्जेक्ट के बियॉन्ड भी मैं काम कर सकता हूँ. आपकी एनालिटिकल स्किल्स होंगी, मैथ स्किल्स होंगी, यू हैव प्रोसेसिंग स्किल्स, साइंस स्किल्स, आप कोई भी फील्ड में जा सकते हैं. एंड वन फील्ड दैट्स डूइंग वेल, सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग. आराम से 3-4 हफ्तों के अंदर ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के थ्रू यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड हाउ टू डू इट एंड स्टार्ट अप्लाइंग फॉर जॉब्स. You can look at data analytics, you can look at machine learning, artificial intelligence, you can look at learning basic software programming skills like JavaScript. But आप अपने आप को ट्रैप ना फील करें, क्योंकि आपकी एक स्पेसिफिक है डिग्री. और ये मैं अक्सर देखता हूँ कि फिर लोग कहते हैं यार मेरा तो यही डिग्री है, तो मैंने इसी फील्ड में काम करना है, इसमें ये 3-4 ये इदारे हैं, they don't pay well, कोई फ्यूचर नहीं. A physics degree as an example is another one, horticulture degree. तो आप रियलाइज कि यू कैन डू एनीथिंग, योर डिग्री इज जस्ट अ स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट. अब आप इनिशिएटिव लें, आप जॉब मार्केट में दें, व्हाट स्किल्स आर इंपॉर्टेंट एंड थिंक हाउ कैन आई डू दिस. ठीक है, आई डोंट हैव अ डिग्री इन सोशल मीडिया, बट नोबडी हैज अ डिग्री इन सोशल मीडिया. फ्यू, maybe 0.1%, 0.01%. So how can I do it? I have to learn the skills. और वो skills आज बहुत आसानी से ऑनलाइन एक्वायर हो सकते हैं. Udemy, Udacity, Coursera, and they're not very expensive. तो आप अपने आप को upskill करें where the jobs are. Rozee पे आएं, see what jobs we have, और आप उन jobs के लिए apply करें after you take the right courses and take your career forward. Don't get trapped. अच्छा जी, अब कहाँ पर आगे? मोहम्मद राशिद, what is your punchline to write an attractive CV? Punchline. भाई punchline तो आपकी होगी. Punchline is going to be about your strength and आपकी जो super powers है. मेरी super powers और हैं, आपकी और हैं. You have to find out what your superpower is, and that should be put in your punchline. What makes you different, better, special? Why are you strong? Give me something that I read and your CV. True. At the completely understand what you do. It saves time going to the, you just highlight.
Monis, I think we're losing you.
Are you there?
हाँ जी, आपकी थोड़ी कट कट की आवाज आ रही है. हेलो. Monis,
Hello?
are you there? जी, we can hear you.
Describe. I don't have to every experience on each life as well. Okay.
Monis,
सवाल है तहसीन.
जी, go ahead. We keep losing you in the middle. It's a bit glitchy.
I'm sorry, I don't know what I can do.
Zara, could you hear Monis, or was it just me?
No, I can't hear him either.
I think Monis has left. Let me just message him and see. Chale, I'm trying to get Monis back, but I don't think, I think उनके कुछ technical issues हो रहे हैं. In any case, I guess then we'll just be closing 3 minutes earlier because हमारा वैसे ही 12 बजे का time था and it's 11:57. So apologies ji ke some of the questions went unanswered. And hopefully the rest of the questions and the rest of the session was useful for you. Thank you all so much for joining. This webinar will be uploaded to YouTube. And again, apologies for the technical difficulties. And we see that there are a lot of useful questions in the Q&A section. But unfortunately, I think Monis is unable to reconnect. So apologies, ji, and thank you again for joining. We'll close the webinar here and take care. Allah Hafiz.